I know Cade Cunningham's trainer, Ashton. He does some runs.
Okay. But is that here or there?
We had a great opportunity to do some special things, but it was cut short just based off personal reasons on my end. And but one thing that I look back on my time in Boston, I've said this over the past few years, but somehow it gets tossed under the rug. But the greatest thing I learned from Boston was just being able to manage not only my emotions, but just what's going on a day-to-day basis of being a leader of a team or being one of the leaders and having young guys around you that have their own goals. But you have to learn how to put the big picture first, and leaving those guys, JT and JB, and some of the guys that are still remaining on that team like Al Horford or Marcus Smart got traded away. We had a great time to bond, a great time to go through some tough times, not just on the court, but I know in due time, a lot of that full story will come out and when it's appropriate. But I had a great time in Boston, just being able to learn and grow as a person.
Tatum.
I think I'm better at consolidating kind of the emotions now, or being aware of what it's going to be like. We call it animosity, we call it hate, we call it, it's going to be hell in Boston. I mean, there are real live circumstances going on in the world that are bigger than the basketball kind of competitive side of things and answering those questions. But I will say, last time in Boston, I don't think that was the best, not this regular season, but when we played in the playoffs and everyone saw me flip off the birds and kind of lose my shit a little bit. That wasn't a great reflection of who I am and how I like to compete on a high level. It wasn't a great reflection on my end towards the next generation on what it means to control your emotions in that type of environment, no matter what people are yelling at you. I'm built for these moments to be able to handle circumstances like that. And I've been able to grow since then. So, of course, it's going to be a hectic environment, but I'm looking forward to it. And I see it as a healthy relationship to have with the fans. I almost think about Gladiator, just win the crowd over. It's good to hear the TD Garden silent when you're playing well. They still respect great basketball. So regardless of, the attention that's being paid to what it's going to be like on my end, I have a group to lead that's going to be looking to me for a voice of peace and to be able to control what I can control and also help them through it. So I'll take the brunt of it, of all the yells and stuff like that and all the remarks. But I've been able to grow since then and acknowledge that, I just can handle things better, especially when I want to put majority of my energy towards playing well. I can't just be getting into it with fans like that, even though it may be fun at times, but it's a waste of energy, it's a waste of my time, and it's also a waste of my talent trying to answer questions from the past that people have. And, people are going to bring up the record and all the extra stuff. Again, there's idle time in between, so you see the media pundits doing their normal thing. It's cool. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the challenge on the court against the Boston Celtics and being able to lead my guys. They've improved tremendously. They've made a few All-Star games since I left, ECF, MVPs. So I'm nothing short of proud of those guys for what they've been able to do. Left a lot of good wisdom with them. Try to give as much advice, while I was there, and also when I went to Brooklyn and came to Dallas, just being able to extend a brother-to-brother relationship with them, let them know I have their back no matter what. This basketball stuff is going to be competitive no matter what. We're going to go at each other, but getting to know them as human beings, they're really special people alongside other people that I got a chance to know in that Boston organization.
When the student is ready, the teacher will appear, and I had that type of mentorship relationship with him where I was able to ask him about anything. He was just as easy to approach with the questions about what goes on in the day-to-day, chasing something that's bigger than yourself. Where, at this point in your career, how much has his relationship with you had an impact on just how to handle this situation and just carrying yourself, being that leader in the locker room and that veteran presence that you've been, and just the positivity that you've had in Dallas?
Yeah, I don't know if anyone in here has ever lost a mentor, or lost someone that's a little bit older than them that meant something to them. Even if you guys didn't talk every day, there was still that connection that they were always going to be there for you. And it wasn't just him; it was his family as well. They supported me unconditionally, and I miss him every single day, just alongside the rest of the world and all the Kobe supporters around the world, because he held such a big presence, and he knew what his power was. He knew what his superpowers were, and they weren't on the court all the time. They were his ability to approach life and how he inspired you to continue to do extra even when you got tired. And I think his life lessons transcended basketball or any sport or any entertainment business. It really helped and sparked the new brains for this next generation to carry the torch. And that's what I felt like he was teaching me, was to be able to carry the torch and also know how to pass it along. Obviously along that journey, he's won a few championships that I'm still enamored with, still chasing to a certain degree. I do want to be able to sit at that table to say that I have multiple championships and I'm a multiple champion in the best league in the world. But I think in the small dose of truth, he always reminds me to enjoy the journey. The journey is a reward, and put it in perspective. There are billions of people that are going to love you. There are billions of people that are not going to love you. So I think you should make the right choice to stick to your guns and go with the people that support you going through, and make them proud and make yourself proud. So every day he walks with me in spirit, and I feel his presence every day. And I'm just grateful that I got a chance to get to know somebody like that, and I got a chance to challenge somebody like that to one-on-one, and just to pick his brain, and just understand that there are bigger things than just the game of basketball, like women empowerment, and also doing the little things that a lot of people don't see, meaning helping the world selflessly. So I could go on and on about this, but he helped out a lot of people that no one really knows about, and he did things without anyone's praise. So I try to follow in that same lineage and create my own path, and create my own formula to success while also commemorating his formula that he gave me.
I have a two-part question. First of all, how are your emotions different heading into this NBA Finals than in the past NBA Finals you played in? And secondly, what's been your advice to some of the younger guys about the NBA Finals?
My advice to the younger guys is to enjoy every single moment, and just don't allow any psychological media wars to happen where we get into words and mincing stuff, and don't allow anyone to distract us or divide us. This is going to be an international finals. Everybody's going to be watching. Every finals is international, but the world is watching. So, any little thing that you do, somebody's waiting to pick up. So you just have to find a consistent message and stick to it. And this is just business. And what was your first question?
Just how are your emotions different this time around?
Yeah, I'm healthy, man. I don't have 2 screws in my knee. Going into it, I'm not laboring secretly, or I'm not taking any antibiotics I'm not supposed to, or just any painkillers I'm not supposed to, and that's all part of the sport. But it is an unhealthy relationship to have with it when you're laboring and you're trying to fix yourself through other mediums that are unnatural. So it just feels good to be healthy, and have a solid grounding about myself going into it, and just a little bit longer that we got to hold on to playing hard and doing the little things in order to get us the championship.
Thank you.
Yep. Appreciate it. See you in Boston.
I want to read a list to you and tell me if it rings a bell. Become a McDonald's All-American, sign with Kentucky, play for USA Basketball, become an NBA lottery pick, play for the Dallas Mavericks.
The list I made, I think I was maybe 6th or 7th grade. I was in my room one day and I just wrote down some things I wanted to do, obviously in my future, and I stepped onto my wall, took a picture of it, and had this my lock screen. So it was just an everyday reminder me of the things I wanted to do, and obviously the preparation it took and hard work, it didn't mean anything, and it all was just for me to be here one day.
And now that all of those have come true, I mean, how full circle is this moment? Is it that much more special?
Definitely. I mean, I feel like I always knew I would be here one day, but just me being here now, I think just taking a step back, obviously I'm super blessed and super grateful for the opportunity. But I mean, just all the hard work I put in since I can remember is just finally paying off, and I'm happy.
You were 12, I think, when the Mavs won title, and obviously your emotional investment in this series is much different than back then. What do you remember about your perspective as a kid during that time in Dallas?
I used to come to a lot of those games growing up, especially that year. One of my dad's friends had season tickets, and he would always ask us if we wanted to go. So we were pretty much, I don't remember exactly where I was sitting, but I know the Maniacs were not too far behind me. So I was definitely invested to that team, and it was definitely great seeing them win a championship. And obviously, it's kind of full circle for me having kid coaching me and being here in Dallas, and obviously continuing for a title. So I just think it's great. And as a kid, I never thought I would be in that position that I'm in now.
I was going to ask that as a follow-up. You never, in your mind, thought one day I could be on the court.
No, I mean, I never thought, obviously, I'd be here in Dallas in the finals, but it's just a blessing. I mean, it's going to be a dogfight at the end of the day. We're playing for all the marbles. So at the end of the day, this is everybody's goal. And, everybody's going to play hard each and every possession, and I just can't wait.